say that the panic from IL&FS has bottomed out with Friday's fall, or do you sense that there is still a lot of fear in the bond markets?
Hi, good morning. So I think the markets have just opened. It's barely 10 minutes, and it's the gilt market which actually opens. So I don't think we can very confidently conclude that the panic or the paranoia is out of the market. I can probably hazard a guess that over the weekend people would have bitten and chewed into this issue and realized that there may not be a necessity to create that kind of a panic attack yet again and morph maybe it into another manic Monday. I don't think that could be probably the thought process for the people. But yes, we need to let this simmer down in the next couple of hours to see how the investors actually behave.
Lakshmi, morning. Nikunj also joining in. Now, the board meeting of IL&FS is due later this week. Now, what happens in the run-up to the board meeting? Will that make markets nervous? Will that make bond fund managers nervous? Could that force investors to perhaps press the panic button and redeem some units? I'm just trying to understand that. How do you think markets are likely to approach this board meeting?
Sure. Nikunj, I think that's a very fair point. So to just explain this, those who have been holding IL&FS bonds as part of their portfolio, if you would have noticed over the course of the past 2 weeks, have already taken a mark-to-market impact anywhere ranging from 25% to 50%. Now, these are already reflected in the NAVs of most of these fund houses, as you must be tracking. So incrementally, there is nothing new that can obviously materialize unless there is a decision taken with respect to either the capital infusion or the bridge loan or the bridge financing that they have been speaking about. So I think from a bond investor standpoint, he or she does not have any new information with respect to IL&FS. There will definitely be palpitations ahead or a run-up to the board meeting. In fact, we read this morning that the Reserve Bank of India is also meeting the shareholders, etc., just a day prior to the board meeting. So there are, as I said, a lot of conjectures which are going on at this point in time in the market, which it'll be very dishonest to say that it will everything is out of the woods and investors will not be worried. The concerns are visible. There is no doubt about it. But till the time we have adequate information, we can't draw any meaningful conclusions.
Okay, so Lakshmi, closing comments. It was a freaky Friday, and markets may recover and markets will forget it very soon. But what do you think this freaky Friday will snowball into a manic Monday or a horrible Tuesday? What do you think should not happen which could freak investors in the bond markets?
So I think the biggest concern which is emanating in investors' mind right now is if the mutual fund industry is geared up to meet liquidity requirements because it is fairly known that the secondary market for corporate bonds is fairly illiquid. So I think that is the single most concern which is plaguing investors' mind. And I, thoroughly hope that this does not morph into a manic Monday or a terrible Tuesday because there have been a lot of sound bites coming in from the Reserve Bank of India, from the SEBI, and right now, very recently from the Ministry of Finance, that they will do all that is required to ensure that there is adequate liquidity into the system. So if there is liquidity, I don't think any of these days will materialize, and it should be an orderly movement.